Hey everyone, welcome back to 2 Idiots Review. I'm Caleb.
I'm Hannah, and we are getting ready to discuss
Season
8, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones. We've been waiting. We just got finished watching it. We've been waiting a very long time.
About 2 years or so.
Yeah, I know. So
we're going to be keeping a
we're
tally.
going to be keeping a death toll. Yeah. So far...
We may have to buy a second board.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a bigger one. There's going to be, just boards everywhere, just filled with people. We're basically putting down, significant ones, not people whose characters don't have names.
By the way, this video is going to contain all kinds of spoilers.
Oh, yeah. So, if you hadn't noticed already, spoiler, this guy dies.
Don't look.
But, yeah, so, the episode starts...
But to be honest, you probably wouldn't even know who that was if you just saw the name.
Yeah, I had to tell him. I was like, oh, that was the kid from House Umber. And he was like, who?
Like the one they sent at the beginning of the episode. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, but the episode, it doesn't waste any time.
It was very much a setup episode. It wasn't oh man, so many things happened. But it had all the right pieces in it, and it was just a very entertaining episode to watch.
Oh, for sure! So many reunions.
It wasn't like a setup episode where you're what was even the point of that? You were just trying to set up for the next episode. They were setting up, but at the same time,
progressing the
story. It was they had all the necessary plot points in there to make it super entertaining. Like she said, we got all the reunions that we were wanting. As we were watching it, we're okay. When Arya saw Jon, and then she saw the mountain, and then she saw
and then she saw
Gendry, and I wish one of them would have at least noticed her there. But she was just smiling. I was like, oh, I need reunions of all three of them, and we got them all. So.
Yeah. So it picks up with Daenerys and Jon and her millions of army, which was an interesting shot coming through. You're just seeing
through the very small gate.
Well, and you just see this massive line of people marching through. They're in Winterfell. That happened quick. Which
how big is that castle? Can they fit all of those people? Because not only that, but they're pulling everybody from the north.
Yeah.
Into Winterfell because they're we need everybody here. So they're pulling doesn't look that.
But big, so we didn't have to wait too long for reunions. We got Sansa, kind of giving some not so nice looks to Daenerys.
That'd be a nice way of putting it. For as for daggers, she'd be dead right now.
Seriously. But, obviously the long-awaited one was Jon and Arya, and she, snuck up on him, and he's like, how did you sneak up on me? And she's like, oh,
she's you don't know.
If you only knew.
She's I could have your face right now if I really wanted to.
Yeah, so they kind of, it was nice to see that reunion.
But then he was, he was wanting her to join his side to face off against Sansa, but then she's like, no,
Sansa's the smartest person I've ever met, and he was just what
come
is
on.
happening?
Which, by the way, there's a divide in this household.
Yes.
Because I'm not really a big fan of Sansa. Her character's okay, but I've been finding her more and more annoying lately. But I'm a huge Jon fan, so so last season and everything when Sansa kept on disagreeing with Jon and everything, I'd always be like, Jon's right, and she'd be like, no, Sansa's right, and
and the thing is, I'm not even the biggest Sansa fan. I will say that I've enjoyed her progression from bratty kid who was just obsessed with Joffrey to where she is now.
She's better than the Joffrey obsessed character, that's for sure.
But I'm not the hugest fan. But I'm Team Daenerys, so
I'm totally Team Jon. So.
But there were some points where I kind of agreed with Sansa with the way that Jon was acting.
But because Sansa was being so crazy over the fact that she's how dare you lay down your crown? These people trusted you and blah blah blah. Whereas Jon has the right point, whereas it doesn't matter if I'm king, lord, or just some. His birthright. Trying to keep it clean. But so he's it doesn't matter who I am. He's what matters is that we win this fight. And if he didn't bend the knee, and if he didn't do that, they wouldn't have the dragons, they wouldn't have the army, and they would all be slaughtered. And he's well, what good is it if I'm a dead king? I'd rather be alive.
And I see both sides. I see, because obviously I was Jon, bend the knee. Come on.
It's he made the right choice, and she's giving him a bunch of crap for it.
But I also kind of see where Sansa is only hearing about the threat, she hasn't seen it. So I feel that makes a big difference. But she's also trying to protect the North and keep the Stark name prominent and trying to make sure that they protect their family name.
So she's becoming Cersei, you know?
No, not necessarily.
Or Tywin, I guess. Tywin was more about like, oh, the family name.
And then Arya too.
But
like,
what Jon realizes is that there's going to be no family name if they don't survive this fight.
But that's also kind of like took Jon aback was when like Arya was like, you know, because then Jon was like, I'm family too, and Arya's like, you need to remember that. Because, there's times when he's just like, oh, well, you know.
But it's like, what they need to realize is that he is fighting to protect the family. It's that if he didn't do what he did, there would be no more Starks left in the North. They would all be slaughtered, and everyone would be slaughtered if he didn't do what he did. Yes, did he bend the knee just for the Alliance? No, he did it because, you know, now he wants Daenerys. So, but
I did think that was funny when Sansa brought that up, by the way.
But it's like, you know, he's like, I had no choice but to give up my crown regardless. Whether or not he had feelings for her or not, he's like, I had to do this or else we're all going to die. It doesn't matter if I'm a king or if I'm a lord.
I don't think he didn't necessarily need to bend the knee because I think Daenerys was already, like, they'd already fought, she'd already lost one of her dragons, and I think she was already going to be like,
but are they
I'm gonna come and help you fight.
Okay, so let's play that out. He doesn't bend the knee. She's like, I'm still going to help because this is crazy. They win that fight. And then she's like, okay, well, I'm queen, and you can't be king in the North. He's going to be like, no, I'm not going to bend the knee. She has 2 dragons and a really large army. They're going to die either way.
No, but here's the thing, is that he probably would have wanted to bend the knee, and then everybody in the North would have been like, yeah, okay, go ahead. But the fact that he did it without...
Well, he can't worry about that. The threat's coming. He's like, they're going to figure it out eventually.
But he didn't have to bend the knee, is my only argument, because Daenerys was already kind of like...
But they don't know that. They don't know that. Sansa doesn't know that. Sansa doesn't know that
but
she would have
Sansa's
come
more
here either
upset
way.
that Jon didn't talk to her first.
Well, yeah, she just wants to feel like she's important and powerful in all these decisions. But Jon's like, this goes beyond you. Like, this isn't like.
But it's still, you still have to have the support of everybody else.
Hey, Sansa, do you think I should bend the knee? By the way,
no?
Yes or no. P.S. If I don't, we all die. And like what? How is she supposed to respond to that?
He could have just been like, you know.
He sent word ahead saying like, hey, this is what I did. I'm bringing the armies here.
Well, yeah, but after the fact. Like,
yeah, but what would she have said if he had brought it to her before? Like, don't do it, Jon. Okay, we're all gonna die.
But she could have just been like, hey, maybe don't bend the knee. Maybe we can bring her here and we can discuss, you know.
He's like, she has 3
anyways,
dragons.
We'll go on about this because we'll argue about this forever. Because, yeah, Jon's wrong. But there was, so we got to see that between Jon and Arya. Arya and the Hound was surprisingly short.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted a little bit more out of that, I guess. I was hoping for a little bit more of a, hey, like, it's nice to see you type of thing, which I know was never really their relationship anyway.
No, I expected there to be a little more, like, quippy.
Yeah.
And then just kind of be like, all right, well, bye.
Instead of, like, oh, you left me for dead. And she's like, well, I robbed you first. Which was funny. which that was a little bit of the quippiness. Yeah. But then he's just like, and then, like, they just, like, walked away. And I was like, I was expecting a little bit more, like, you know, like, glad you're alive. Like, something at the end.
I didn't expect it, but I expected, you know, I mean, he did kind of say, like, well, you know, that's the reason, you're cold now or whatever, that's the reason that you're alive. But, and then I was slightly underwhelmed with I was really looking forward to Arya and Gendry.
I don't know, because they did that little playful thing where he kept calling her my lady.
She was being, like, so cold, and she was just like, hello, like, blah, 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 you know, and it's like, you know.
I mean, she's seen some things. She's experienced some stuff.
Yeah, yes, but stuff at her hand.
Have you used your sword? Like once or twice
a
day.
Yeah, a couple times, you know.
A couple times this morning.
But we did get those 3 reunions. We did get a reunion that I completely forgot about and then was like, oh, yes, I forgot. This is a reunion I didn't even think about, which was Jaime and Bran.
Which I wanted so much more. Like when the credits went up, I was like, no. I was like, say something. It's almost like the Rey and Luke Skywalker at the end of episode 7. I'm like, say anything. And then like,
I was like, that was the reunion I forgot about and didn't know I needed. And then Jaime just looked like, oh crap. Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, don't worry. Like Bran stares at everybody like that.
Yeah, because Bran's super creepy now. He just kind of stares and is like, I talk like this in this kind of tone now.
He became Littlefinger.
I know. Not quite as wispy, but...
But he's like staring at Sam like that earlier when he was just like... Sam was like up top and like... and then he comes down and was
it's like... It's because I feel like he's like...
He's so disconnected with who he is and like he doesn't...
Yeah, so he's just super creepy now. But
well, until he's not Bran. That's... I mean, he's just...
He's the 3-eyed
He has so many... Like I said, he has so many memories of so many different people's lifetimes that like it feels like he's not his
But
own
yeah,
anymore.
so it'll be interesting if, you know, Jaime's like... hey, sorry, I pushed you out the window there, buddy. But I feel like now
Bran wouldn't even care.
He would just be
like,
well. First of all, he'd be like, "This is the journey I needed to be on."
and he's not Bran anymore, so I probably wouldn't even hold it against him. He's like,
who are you?
He's like, I was forever ago, literally. So.
But and I feel like Bran wasn't surprised to see Jaime because obviously he
Well, he probably knows.
He sees everything and knows everything.
Did you see a television? Hold up the scroll.
Yeah, we last season.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But so.
And then the truth bomb coming out.
Oh yeah, so Bran forcing Sam for whatever reason to.
Because they probably figured it'd be better than being like, John, you're Aegon Targaryen.
Your father is Rhaegon.
You're king of all 7 kingdoms.
And John would just be like, stop talking like that. But so the truth bomb came with Sam telling John his true parentage, which I feel like Sam kind of said very abruptly and everything because he just found out that Daenerys murdered his father and brother.
Oh, that scene. I mean, we'll talk about that after, I guess.
So he was, I feel like, just kind of like, Daenerys is the worst, John, you need to be king without, even when he was trying to ask John, like, would you do the same? And John was just like, well, I have murdered people who have disobeyed me, so we'll see. But Sam was just so upset that he needed John to know, and he wants John to be king because now he's like...
Now he doesn't really trust Daenerys.
Yeah, now he doesn't want Daenerys. So we'll see how that kind of plays out.
John reacted pretty much how I expected him to, where he's just like, I'm not king, like, I'm not doing it.
And then he's like, that's treason, like, I've already bent the knee, like, I can't, And so it'd be interesting to see if he tells Daenerys, or if Sam or Bran's just gonna be like, hey, by the way, that's your nephew.
It could potentially play out that she dies and he's just like...
Oh, hey, by the way, guys. But is anybody going to believe it? Like, you're going off of creepy Bran, and,
But would he need anybody to believe it?
I don't know.
Like, who's going to, if he's like,
Well, everybody in the North,
But if everybody in the North and her army saw that him and her were, like, super close, and, like, everyone in the North respects him, and so if she falls, maybe they would be like, we're going to follow you, and he's like, okay, well, I'm heading south, and we're taking the throne.
But there is houses now that swore fealty to House Stark with Jon as king of the North that are now not.
And they're all gonna die. So.
But with Jon doing that, now there might be, even if she dies, they might be like, we don't want you as our leader either now.
I don't know. So I'm feeling like all those straggler houses are probably gonna end up in the Night King's army.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see how that plays out. We'll see when and who Daenerys finds out from. Is it gonna be Jon? Is it gonna be Bran just being like?
Is it gonna be Sansa because she would just love to like?
Well, but it's like who's gonna be telling? It's
she would love to create that conflict between them.
Well, but who's gonna be like? When would she find out? Like,
I feel like it'd probably be after they've dealt with the.
Maybe they could try to get Bran drunk and he can just start spilling secrets on everybody.
I feel like it'd probably be after the Battle of Winterfell. It's probably gonna be an episode where after that's just kind of more of like a calming resolution of that and all that going on, and then that's probably going to be the drama there that like they're going to find out that he's king and she's going to be like, oh, you're trying to take the throne from me, and
yeah, I don't know.
But the best scene of the whole episode.
Oh, I have to disagree. But anyways,
Jon riding the dragon.
No, I didn't want him to ride the dragon.
As soon as like she got on, I was like, Jon, get on the other dragon. Get on the other dragon.
No, do not get on that dragon.
Because I'm totally Team Jon, and seeing him flying on the dragon, I was like, that was.
I mean, I will say the best part was like Daenerys' like responses to Jon when he's like, "What if he doesn't want me to?" And she's like, "Well, it's been nice knowing you." So it was actually kind of funny to see her responses to him like getting on, and she's just like, oh, "Look at you, like trying to like stumble onto the dragon and like watching him take off and like hanging on for dear life." She's
I was like, he's already been on the dragon once though when they flew from the north, but no, he was the only one that wasn't on it. I was like, he's the only other person to ride on a dragon other than her, and I was like, well, I guess not. They were all like there was like 8 of them on Drogon when they flew away, but he's the only one to get to ride like actually, that one. Yeah. And I could ride one by himself.
But the funniest scene I will say was when Jon and Daenerys were kissing and he opens his eyes and the dragon is like staring at him. Oh my gosh, that was like the best. Like, cause he kept like the dragons kind of like got up, like, what are you doing to our mother? And then like she's like, oh, they're fine, and then like they start kissing again, and then he opens his eyes, and then like
the dragon's just like, it would have been funny if the dragon started shaking its head, just like
waving its little like talon at him. He's like,
I only wish that there was still 3 dragons, so that
Arya?
Tyrion.
Oh, I want Arya to ride one.
I mean, Arya would be cool too, but for the last like 4 or 5 seasons, or maybe not that long, but like for the past several seasons, I've wanted Tyrion and Jon and Daenerys to ride the 3 dragons in the final fight. I just didn't know that one of them was gonna.
I mean, maybe Tyrion dies and then he's riding the Ice Dragon with the Night King. But yeah, I think
it just about does it.
Yeah, we basically
not too bad.
Not too bad. We just want. I mean, there's like other people that died, but they're people that we don't know their names, so they're not going on the list.
By the next episode, we'll probably be down to here. By the end of the 3rd episode, we're gonna be like over here somewhere.
I know. I'll have to mark like episode 1, and then like episode 2, episode 3,
episode.
I know,
3.
like, and then like episode 4.
Second board.
I know. But yeah, so let us know what you guys thought in the comments. We got pretty heated there.
I think that was like the most like intense discussion we've had. I was like, no, I'm right. And
like punches were being thrown, like. But yeah, so let us know what you guys thought in the comments about the episode. We are going to be posting like a little bit of a reaction of what we watched.
Probably a couple of scenes.
It's not going to be too long, but it will be linked in this video.
Maybe.
Yeah, at some point. I don't know. But yeah, so like, subscribe. Thank you for watching.